Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm talking to you about Kardiachain. I first told you about this project about 3 weeks ago, and it is up 300% since I last told you. Why? Because this project has been working their ass off for the past 2.5 years to deliver something that is truly remarkable, truly unique. I'm talking about interoperability. I'm talking about massive enterprise and government partnerships, and I'm talking about low market cap with massive upside potential. So if that sounds interesting to you, please like, subscribe, share with everybody. And guys, I try really, really hard. It takes a lot of time to research to give you the best information possible so you can make the best decisions and hopefully potentially change your life. So guys, that sounds good to you. Make sure you watch and stay tuned to the very, very end because I go through some wild price speculations like I normally do. All right, guys, stay tuned. I will catch you right after this. Okay, everybody, welcome back. I hope that you have been following me, and if you haven't, you should definitely consider subscribing because about 3 weeks ago on July 20th, I told you about this project Kardiachain, and it has gone up nearly 3x since that time. Let's check this out here. Kardiachain. Kardiachain is a team, core team of 4 people, all from ex-Google. They believe they have a partnership with the government of Vietnam. Yeah, they are going to kill it. It is a really good opportunity right now with a small market cap of only $8.3 million. I got some of this a couple days ago. Okay, enough said. So anyway, look at where they are today. Nearly $30 million market cap. It's a 3x in just a few weeks. And they have been on people's radar. So let's go into, back then I wasn't really sure, I hadn't done a deep dive, but I did enough of a dive to know that I wanted to enter into a position at that time. So let's take a deeper look, and after I've done hours and hours of research into Kardiachain, spoken to some of the team, and got to know a bit more about it, I was confident to bring you this video. So this is coming off of one of the Medium posts. This gentleman did a long 4-part write-up, but I will take you into this part. What is Kardiachain? Kardiachain is a non-invasive interoperability blockchain infrastructure that can connect the other new or existing blockchains regardless of their protocol. The core dual node technology is capable of simultaneously accessing both the ledgers of Kardiachain and another blockchain of choice. In doing so, it creates an ecosystem in which participating blockchains, both public and private, can bidirectionally interact with each other. To demonstrate just how non-invasive this groundbreaking technology is, the Kardiachain team proved cross-chain communication with one of the market's largest and best-known blockchains, NEO. What made this achievement so incredibly exciting was the fact that there was no prior knowledge or communication from the NEO team to facilitate this process. That is huge. Listen to what John Wang said, Ecosystem Growth Director at NEO. We met Kardiachain team at a blockchain event back in 2019. We only found out then that there has been a project out there that has achieved cross-chain communication with NEO. I was thoroughly impressed by the team as well as the tech. The partnerships with Kardiachain will enable interoperability for all NEO-based blockchains, and not just NEO-based blockchains, but all blockchains. That was incredibly important. The part where they said that they can integrate with other public blockchains without the blockchains having to make adjustments. So there's other interoperability plays out there that are like Cosmos and Aeon and things like that, but they all require the blockchains to make adjustments to integrate into those blockchains. Kardiachain can do it through their dual node technology. What is dual node technology? This cool little graph over here. Dual node is our patent-pending non-invasive cross-chain technology. The dual node provides cross-chain connections between any private or public blockchain for digital assets and data transfers. Dual node opens up a new horizon for interchain communication and applications offering the benefit of blockchain to a wider customer base. This goes down and draws some infrastructure. So basically, what you're looking at here is you're looking at The black are the Kardiachain, and they basically run their own network, but they will run nodes inside of other chains in order to be able to capture all of the data and communicate the data in and out of those other chains. This is something that's going to enable them to cross-chain with any other chain. And this is extremely important. Why is it important? Well, let's say that you're a developer and you want to develop something. I don't know, let's say it's a DeFi app or whatever. So you could choose to build on something like Ethereum, super high gas fees. It is the norm, it's the standard, right? Or you could build on Neo, or you can build on whatever else, 𝗫𝘂𝘀, these other chains. But then you're restricted to just the customers on that one ecosystem. So if you didn't see my video on 𝗏chain, check it out. I'll maybe put it in the link. If not, just go back to my channel and look for the 𝗏chain video. But they're working on something similar as well. But Kardiachain enables the cross-chain interoperability without the participation of the other chains, which means they can integrate into anything. And Kardiachain also has a lot of different integrations already. Where 𝗏chain is just with Ethereum and 𝗏chain right now, Kardiachain has already cross-communicated or cross-chained with other different chains, such as Ethereum, such as Neo, such as Icon, and I think there's also more. So one of the things, on just carrying on what I just talked about, that's extremely interesting is this Kardia smart contract markup language. KSML allows developers to write and deploy multi-language smart contracts to any blockchain in the Kardiachain ecosystem. KSML is designed to be a human-readable, ready-to-use language that supports most of the operations that a smart contract may involve. So in this diagram here that you see this very, very advanced, super highly technical, amazing, incredible brainiac genius just building the best DeFi app in the world over here. And he's just thinking, man, what do I do? Like, how do I learn Solidity or Java, Python, or these different languages that these particular blockchains use, and which blockchain do I deploy it on? That, all of these kinds of things. Is it Polkadot or Ethereum or Neo or whatever, right? But instead, what he can do is he can program in KSML, which is supposed to be a very easy language to code in, and the Kardiachain technology will translate this KSML into different readable languages that each blockchain can read. That is incredible. That is incredible. It is incredibly powerful. Why would you, if this exists, why would you go just program only in Solidity for Ethereum? Makes no sense, because all of these other chains are going to have ecosystems. Neon will, Ethereum will, Polkadot will, etc. EOS will, Cardano will, Elrond will. So again, you can choose to go write your apps for one of the, but it's the same thing. Like let's translate that to current day usage. Let's say that you want to create an app for a phone. Well, would you choose to just do programming only for iOS? Only for Windows, only for Android? Or would you choose to create your app in a programming language that once you do the work once, it deploys on all of those ecosystems at once, and you don't have to do any extra work? Think about it. That is a no-brainer. It is something, this is going to enable so much power for Kardiachain. It is insane. Right? So they have an incredible team too. And I want to keep this video somewhat concise because there's so much to cover. I mean, they are doing so much. Partnerships, an insane team, and government relationships. The list goes on and on and on. And I want to keep this video fairly concise. So I'm not going to go into the details, but trust me when I say, or don't trust me when I say, just go to the website and check it out. The team is incredible, right? So this is 𝗏𝘂𝘵. He's got, the CEO. And this other guy, 𝗏, he's Google, Cisco, Berkeley, tech leads from Oracle, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Philips, et cetera, et cetera. The list goes on and on and on. They've got a great team of advisors that are actually connected to the government. Dr. Man Rin Vu and Dr. Hai Son Le, like just ballers. Again, Please go do your own research and check it out. But I'm telling you, the team is incredible. Also, the advisors are incredible as well. I love Anchor. I want to do a project on Anchor soon. So Mr. Ryan Fang from Anchor is one of the advisors. Block Crafters, they're building with Mr. Michael Parks from Block Crafters with Kardiachain is building a decentralized identity application on Kardiachain. Yeah, there's just list goes on and on. Now look at these partners. Why is this project only still at a $30 million market cap? It is crazy. It has just been flying under the radar. And these guys got started in 2018, in the very beginning. They started ideating it in 2017, and they have just been building. And I have a tremendous respect for anybody who is building through this long ass bear market that we had to endure in 2018, 19, and half of this year. So whenever I see a team that presses through and builds and just continues on, even though the market is terrible, I have tremendous respect for them. Why? Because they know what they're building. They know it's going to be good and valuable, and they don't care what the market conditions are. They're building because they know that adoption is coming, and they know that what they're building is important for the world. This is what I always base my investments on. Does a team want to build a product just to make a quick buck? And if it doesn't work out, oh well? Or does a team not give a crap about the market and builds and builds and builds because they know what they're building is necessary and useful, and they want to build the technology, they want to see it exist? These guys have strong partnerships already. So with LG, and what they're doing with LG, they're making like a smart city in Da Nang, Vietnam. These guys are really hooked up in Vietnam. And I want to tell you something. It is not often that I come across a person or a project or something that makes me rethink things for a minute, you know? And I think of blockchain as a very, very global type of business. When you launch, your target demographic is typically the world. But what Kardiachain is doing is they are focused on Vietnam, mostly Vietnam, also Southeast Asia. But they are laser focused on deploying a ecosystem that works, integrates with governments, integrates with enterprise, integrates with public apps and dApps, and has people building in their ecosystem. And once they master their ecosystem, in Vietnam in particular, they can go to different governments around the world and say, look what we did for Vietnam. We smashed it. And they are the leading chain in Vietnam, for sure. They have the most government relationships, and nobody even touches them. Plus, they have these partnerships with massive companies. LG, Galaximco, is a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate in real estate, and they are also doing some smart city thing and some real estate enterprise blockchain partnerships with them as well. They have partnerships with the Vietnamese football organization. In Vietnam, football is the largest sport in the entire country. On sports, they already have a working betting platform on sports where people are using KAI, the native token, in order to do all kinds of cool things on this betting platform. They also have relationship with companies bringing ATMs to Vietnam. They also have a relationship with the largest cable TV provider. And they're also not on here, but I'll get to it in a minute. They're also working with this is fairly new, the country's largest telecom communications company that has 80 million customers, where they will be able to buy KAI and top up their phone and use KAI as a form of payment, all within their phone app. This is huge. If you don't know the story of 𝗵𝘂𝘶, 𝗵𝘂𝘶 is extremely popular in Africa. It is a mobile phone company that people buy 𝗵𝘂𝘶 credits, and it gives them minutes to use their phone. In certain different countries in Africa, the hyperinflation is so insane that people discarded the local currency and started using 𝗵𝘂𝘶 credits as a form of currency. So I could imagine that Kardiachain took what worked extremely well in Africa, where people trusted their mobile phone credits more than they did the local currency. And now Kardiachain is doing the same thing in Vietnam. They're building access to 80 million people, the ability to buy and use phone credits and KAI through their mobile phone. Everybody has a mobile phone. Again, payments like credit cards and things like that never took off in Vietnam, but mobile phone payments have. So this is just organic. Here are the notable blockchain partners. Band Protocol, this deck is a little bit old, but they're also now working with Chainlink, Matic, Morpheus Labs, Contento, Certic does all the smart contract audits and things like that. They are really legit. So moving on. In this July 2020 monthly recap, you can see Kardiachain has experienced blinding community growth as well as exceptional market performance in the past 3 months, largely owing to Kardiachain's consistent developments and partnerships with leading projects like Chainlink or Neo. Below are a few infographics that show how Kardiachain has been gaining traction in the crypto space. Boom, look at this. You've got top 10 projects that have grown by more than 100% in the last 30 days. Look who's number 2, Kardiachain. Monthly gainers listed for July. Boom, Kardiachain up 309%. Like I just told you before, top 5 altcoins of the month. Boom, Kardiachain up 279. So the community, like these are all, people always go to Crypto Differ. They go to Top 7 ICO. They go to these guys. All to get information about who's getting popularity and traction. Their Telegram has been blowing up. Their Twitter has been blowing up. Attention has been brought to Kardiachain for very, very good reason. KuCoin has recently listed them. Now check this out. We have been watching closely the speed of staking with incredible demand. 70 million KAI were locked up in 5 minutes. The second it became available to stake on KuCoin, boom, everybody staked their KAI and the thing closed up, 70 million locked in 5 minutes. People are watching. There is demand. People want to earn more KAI by staking their KAI. It is incredible. 5 minutes locked up. Look at that community. That is insane. They are very much on the radar in Vietnam. Also, they have a Coin One listing. Coin One is a very large leading exchange in South Korea. If you don't know, South Korea is blockchain and crypto crazy. This is a huge deal. Kardiachain will lead blockchain education at Phoenix, Vietnam's top 1 online university. If you don't know already, blockchain in universities is growing and growing and growing because it's like the #1 most demanded job on LinkedIn. So it is tremendously important. And what do you think is going to happen with all of these guys? And if you don't know, Vietnam is well known for very quality development. I mean, the whole country is very tech focused and very development focused. So when you are leading the blockchain division at Vietnam's #1 online university for development, guess what's going to happen? Boom, Vietnam is going to turn into a KAI country. So Kardiachain and CoinPlug established 𝗪𝗪𝗶 Decentralized Identity Alliance. Kardiachain was taking another important step toward achieving blockchain mass adoption in Vietnam by developing a decentralized identity solution and forming the first DID alliance in Vietnam in collaboration with CoinPlug. The MOU was signed on the 8th of July, 2020. Boom. Again, youth union, they're focused on the youth by doing these treasure hunts. Incredibly important. You want to get the next generation of our world to be loyal and dedicated. And trust me, tokens create incentive for loyalty. People become fanatic about a project when they own some of the projects, right? This is incredibly important. Partnerships. Partnerships have been going crazy. Kardiachain joins hands with 𝗕𝗂𝗯𝗵 to lower entry barriers for Kardiachain integration of any Neo-like blockchains. The partnership between Kardiachain and Neo will have both teams closely collaborating to optimize technology to facilitate easier integration for any Neo-like blockchain to join Kardiachain's interoperable network. Bam! Kardiachain onboards Chainlink as its recommended Oracle solution. Our immediate focus will be to using Chainlink to obtain sporting outcomes and statistics for our esports incentive platform. Additionally, we will be actively exploring the use of Chainlink oracles for DeFi applications, real estate contracts, and various other enterprise and government-focused projects. Boom. Or Chainlink partnership. And guess what? When I went to Vietnam, Vietnamese love to gamble. It's in their blood. They love to gamble. And so what happens when you put together gambling and sports and technology? Boom, esports. And when you have a country that loves to gamble and the #1 online esport platform is using Kardiachain, what do you think happens? Think about that for a second. 10,000 followers. This article was written not too long ago, but now on Twitter, there's about 12,000 followers. Boom. So what I also like about KAI or Kardiachain is they are focused on growing in the region and spreading out. They are focused mostly on Vietnam, but they are making sure to address other communities as well. So obviously with their partnerships in Korea, they have a strong Korean presence. Then they also have a strong presence with Russia. They're expanding into Russia as well. Because what happens, like I said earlier, what happens when they are able to make the government more efficient, able to work with the government and work with enterprise, and they can say, hey, look, Russia, look what we did for Vietnam. We can just copy and paste that for you. Would you like us to do that? Yeah, that sounds good. Nobody else is really focused strictly on an enterprise and government level from an enterprise and a public position. But Kardiachain is a public and private chain hybrid blockchain where people can spin out in one click their own private enterprise blockchain that can choose to broadcast information to a public chain if they so choose to do so. This is incredibly important when you have governments, when you've got schools. Let's say that you go to a university and they want to keep all of your data on their private blockchain, but they want to publish things publicly, like let's say your grades or the fact that you graduated from these universities so employers can verify it. That information they could publicly post to a blockchain, but however, keep all of your information private as well on their private blockchain. Again, extremely important. This is just all this traction. Again, the community is going wild. Look at this, crypto differs on July 27th, #1, Kardiachain, most trending searches, Kardiachain, most performing since IEO or ICO, Kardiachain, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so this is a little thing that said about some updates. 𝗪𝗂𝘁𝗵 details likely creating a markets and DeFi apps for the $3 billion worth of assets. Pool X, I talked about that on KuCoin. Mainnet is going to launch with Ethereum, Neo, and Tron, plus I know Icon. And the mainnet goes live in Q4. So we're talking, I don't know, 2-3 months to mainnet. And we know what happens when a project is approaching mainnet, don't we? The hype and the FOMO become very real. Very, very real. LG. Okay, wait, hold on. Before we get to LG, staking and nodes as delegated proof of stake goes live. So there's all this talk about Ethereum, when Ethereum is going to implement proof of stake and people are going to be going absolutely apeshit because they can be able to lock up their ETH and that should remove a bunch of tokens from the circulating supply. So Kardiachain hasn't even begun to enable on-chain staking. But imagine with all of this traction already and everybody in Vietnam thinking about as soon as they can start staking their KAI and receiving passive income, boom, all of it's going to get taken up and removed from circulation, lowering the circulating supply, increasing the demand. You know what happens with supply and demand? Price goes up. LG partnership. This is big. LG. I mean, come on. This is huge, massive enterprise. Multiple other partnerships yet to be announced from the cryptosphere, blah, 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 blah. On-ramp for 110 million mobile, okay, so I said 80 million earlier, but it's 110 million mobile phone users to direct purchase KAI with their phone credit via the country's largest network provider. And all of this coming before Christmas. Woohoo! All right, so you might be asking, oh, the KAI, that's cool. That's cool, like, that sounds interesting, but it's Vietnam. Come on, I mean, that's not a huge country, is it? Well, let's just check out how common is crypto in these different countries. #1, I had no idea until I saw this. #1 is Nigeria. So out of the people polled in Nigeria, 32% said that they own cryptocurrency. That is shocking but amazing. #2 on the list is yours truly, Vietnam. So more than 1 out of 5 people in Vietnam own cryptocurrency. And Kardiachain is the Vietnamese cryptocurrency. Let that sink in for a minute. In the United States, it's just 7%, which is still phenomenal on a global, like, this is amazing. All these numbers are great. I mean, when I got into crypto, there was no countries on the list, and less than 0.001% said that they own cryptocurrency. So we are making some progress as a world. Thank God, go world. Another huge partnership, the largest taxi company in Vietnam is now going to be able to accept Kardiachain or KAI as payments, and they can get this little green card that they just load up with their KAI and boom, pay for their taxi. And if you haven't been to Vietnam, taxis are everywhere. The entire street is just yellow. Just as like yellow little ants moving around these city structures. It's just everybody uses taxis to get around. Nobody really has their own car. Not really. Everyone just uses taxis. And there's an integration recently with KAI. Okay, I already talked about the dual node thing, why that's important. This overview. Yeah, so just the one thing that again, I want to reiterate here is the Mainnet partnership, the Mainnet launches in Q4 coming up. This is exciting. Okay, and just these I've already talked about just the hype is real. Boom. Okay, so let's get into some fun price speculation. Okay, so what can we look at to say, what can we expect to see, or what can we theoretically speculate that maybe if Kardiachain is adopted, which it seems like it will be, and imagine how enormous it will be if they can successfully integrate into the entire infrastructure of Vietnam, and they can prove that they did it effectively in Vietnam. That would be massive alone. Just to kind of dominate a country like that. But then there's like 200 other countries on the planet, right? And a lot of them aren't open to this kind of thing yet. But a lot of them are. And imagine when they can come and say, yeah, we're a badass team. We experience at all the hugest tech companies in the world. And look at all of this stuff that we did for Vietnam. I mean, the country is much better off, significantly better off today than it was when we started working with them. Enterprises, government, school, education, people, these kinds of things. So in my price speculation here coming up, I give some ambitious predictions, but not even the most ambitious, because this is truly unique technology, incredibly unique. I mean, for the reasons I've talked about, this makes it one of my most favorite picks in the entire space. And remember, I've been here since 2012, nonstop, paying attention to industry. And I think this is incredibly interesting. To me, interoperability is the key. It is the key. I mean, I am building Crypto Exchange Alliance. It is an interoperability exchange protocol, right? I believe strongly that interoperability, whoever builds interoperability the best and has the most traction, will win these interoperability types of plays. I mean, because they are going to become the lifeline, the blood, the mycelium, the entire transportation of all the data and all the transfers of transactions of value between all of these different isolated ecosystems. The key is to connect them all. And that's what Kardiachain is doing. So let's take a look at some wild price speculations. Right now, the current market cap of KAI, of Kardiachain, is approximately $30.5 million, up quite a bit from the $8 million when I first told you about it. It's really hard to kind of fathom just how big this can get. But when you look at the team and when you look at the growth and the partnerships already without much marketing and how far they've come already in just 2.5 years, imagine where they could be in 5 years, and let's play with what that looks like. So right now at a $30.5 million market cap, if it gets to one of their competitors, Ion, which will do no problem, there's no doubt in my mind that it will reach this, that turns into an 8.2x, or an 820% return on your investment. If it gets to, let's say, Cosmos, another competitor, and remember, Cosmos is great, but it requires participation from the other blockchains in order to integrate. Kardiachain doesn't. So do I think that it can achieve Cosmos's all-time high? Absolutely. Absolutely. Approximately 1.5 billion. So if it achieves that, you're talking about nearly a 50x. 50x. That's like 5,000%. Where else can you get that kind of return in the world? Nowhere. Okay, if it just, now, people, Ethereum is massive. It has a massive ecosystem, and it's doing everything. But Ethereum is having problems scaling, and I do think they're going to resolve that. And I love Ethereum, and I have got big bags of Ethereum. However, Ethereum's market cap currently, I think, is extremely small for where Ethereum will go, and I think it's incredibly achievable in the not too distant future for something like Kardiachain to achieve Ethereum's current market cap, which is 45 billion. And if it does that, you're looking at 1,475x. It's like 100 it's like 150,000x or percent or something like that. Wow. Okay. So what does this look like? What does this look like? Let's say that you put $1,000 in and it goes to Aeon's all-time high. Easy, in my opinion. That's at $8,197. Let's say it gets that $1,000 investment in the Cosmos all-time high. You're looking at about $50,000. That $1,000 investment turns into $50,000. If it gets to Ethereum's current market cap, again, it is possible. Has some ways to go, that's for sure. For sure. And I don't know if it would do it on this next bull run, or maybe it's the one afterwards. But that $1,000 investment turns into almost $1.5 million. And I think that's definitely achievable in the next, I don't know. And I would say this, what I'm thinking is that this next bull run is going to last 1.5 years or so. And then we're going to see probably a long bear market for 3 years. And then the next bull run, so I'm thinking maybe in 7 years or something, it's incredibly possible. And even more possible because it's interconnecting all these things. So again, why would you only build on Ethereum if you could build on Kardiachain and it becomes an Ethereum-based dApp as well? Now, this is so important. I mean, they have a long way to go when it comes to community and awareness and things like that, but it's not even crazy to speculate, in my opinion, of it getting to higher than this. But let's just say for this speculation, for this kind of medium term, again, remember, my videos are not about short-term investment opportunities. They are about finding good projects that are worth getting into, in my opinion, and holding for a while, right? Because I don't believe, I don't have time to do short-term trading, and I don't believe in it either. I like to find gems that I believe in, bury some cash into it, some Bitcoin or ETH, whatever, and sit on it for a while and just watch what happens. This has been my experience in the past. I started doing it in 2012 with Bitcoin, and 2015 with Ethereum, and in 2016 and 17, heavily gotten other projects that are just now starting to return thousands of percent of gains. Let's look at what happens when you put a $10,000 investment in. That easily achievable turns into 81,000. Cosmos all-time high. Again, Cosmos wasn't even working at this time, and that would turn into almost $500,000 from $10,000. And if it gets to Ethereum's current market cap, $10,000 investment turns into almost $15 million. And lastly, let's say if you put $100,000 in today and it gets to Cosmos all-time high, $100,000 turns into $5 million. And $100,000, if it gets to Ethereum's current market cap, turns into nearly $150 million. Holy crap. I mean, this is all life-changing. If any of you guys do a 1,470, that is life-changing. Life-changing money. I mean, if you can only invest $100 and you get $150,000 back, I guarantee that's changing your life, right? So anyway, guys, thank you so much. If you appreciate this video. I would really appreciate if you liked and subscribed and shared with everybody. I have spent days studying this to make sure I bring you quality content and give you as much information as you possibly can have in order to make a qualified decision on whether you want to get involved in this ecosystem or not. I believe in really, really delivering the best quality information, and I will put out more and more research over time. So please please subscribe, please share with everybody. Thank you so much. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.